to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted to be joined by, once again, bare knuckle boxer Danny Christie. Danny, first and foremost, did you watch the fight last night, and what did you think?
Yeah, I did. I was on the edge of my seat, mate. I thought it was a good contest. They seemed pretty well matched, didn't they? It was a good fight, and I was pleased Tommy got the win.
Well, listen, you were confident he was going to get the win because you put £200 on a bet. You said you're going to get £500 back. You spent that money yet?
No, I haven't collected it yet, mate. I'll get it tonight when I go to the gym. I'm passing the bookies.
Listen, you said it was a competitive fight, and it probably didn't quite ignite the way we thought it would be, but it was a competitive fight, like you said, between two relatively novice professional boxers. But yeah, obviously, when the scorecards got read out and Jake Paul, the first judge, gave it to Jake Paul, what was your thoughts when you saw that first reading of the first judge?
Well, I started thinking it was going to be a draw, to be honest, but not because I seen it as a draw, because I thought that's the kind of stunt they were going to pull. But I was scoring that fight. I had Tommy 3 points up, with the deductions, and I just probably think it's worth a mention as well. I thought the referee was terrible. Usually you get at least a couple of seconds, to try and work to get out of the clinch. He was just splitting them up every time the torsos were touching. But one judge gave it to him, and that's what it was. But yeah, I had him winning quite clearly. I just thought they were going to pull some stunt at the last minute. We've seen it before, haven't we, in these big money fights? But I was pleased Tommy got the win. The fight went well. I thought it was entertaining. I think he made Jake Paul look a bit daft, from time to time. But then Jake Paul started catching him. He snapped his head back once or twice. Listen, I thought it was an entertaining fight. I really enjoyed it. And especially the way Jake Paul kind of handled himself afterwards. I'm not his biggest fan or anything like that, but I thought he handled himself quite well. He took it on the chin. He did throw a couple of little excuses in there, whatever, but ultimately he took it well, which is more than I can say for that Logan Paul, shouting insults and that in between rounds, top note on a microphone. It's he got under my skin a bit last night, that Pillock. It was one of them, you can see, the kind of lad they are. They've obviously had everything handed to them, mostly things that they don't deserve. When things don't go the way, they have these uncontrollable outbursts, and it was what it was. I think when he was leaving the venue, they asked him what he thought of the result, and he said it was bullshit. But then, maybe his daddy or one of his elders or, somebody who knows something about boxing, obviously said to him, listen, your brother got beat there. And then when they asked him later on, he said it was the accurate decision. So it's a bit of a wet wipe, that Logan Paul. But, I thought Jake handled it quite well.
That being said, I will touch on Logan then, but my next question was going to be, there was a lot made of Jake Paul not being a boxer and he's not a fighter. After that performance with Tommy Fury, could you categorically say that Jake Paul is a boxer in your eyes?
Well, yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? He went in there, he went the distance with a pro. He made it very competitive. He was catching him with punches. I think Tommy made him look worse than anyone else has made him look. He kept him guessing, and there was once or twice he was kind of stepping in with the jab, was Jake Paul, and he wasn't even looking. He was kind of stepping in like this. But I thought they were well matched, to be fair. I didn't think it was going to be a whitewash in either direction. And he made he made Tommy Fury work, and he put him down in the last round. I mean, it wasn't a heavy knockdown, by any description, but the punch caused the weight to come off the front foot and caused the slip. So it was a knockdown. He wasn't hurt, but yeah, he put him down, and it was scored that way, and rightly so.
Going into Logan Paul, then, obviously you've made it clear that you don't like the way he was acting and stuff like that. Now we've seen sort of like different sports transition into another sport, bare knuckle boxing into boxing, MMA into boxing, boxing into MMA. If the opportunity arose for you to fight Logan Paul in the ring with 10-ounce gloves on, I'm guessing you wouldn't say no to
that. Mate, I'll slap the taste right out of his mouth for him. Do you know what I mean? I'm not his biggest fan. I mean, the chance of me getting that fight slim to none. I know they do like fighting, people that are 40-year-old, which is me. But I mean, bare knuckle's my game. None of them lads have got the balls to do bare knuckle. But listen, if they're ever in the UK and they fancy some sparring, full sparring, I'll come down free of charge. I'll go to wherever they are on my own, and I'll turn up at a gym and I'll stick it right on him. But time will tell. I'd love a big money fight with Jake Paul if that's what you're asking. But
that's kind of what I was asking there, to be honest, Danny. I mean, I don't know how much bare knuckle, how much you're making from bare knuckle fighting, but this sort of like influencer boxing seems to be the way ahead.
Yeah, listen, he's just a wet wipe. Do you know what I mean? The way it goes on and that, and I know he loves his brother and all that, but they say they love boxing. Well, how about treating the sport of boxing with a bit of respect and conducting yourself in a dignified manner, in a professional format? You know what I mean? You've got a professional fight going on, and you're shouting top note in the mic, giving insults in between rounds. Somebody should have probably slapped him up there and then just for doing that and disrespecting the sport in that fashion. He's not in the ring; he's a spectator. So keep your insults and that to yourself, Pillock.
Obviously, you made your thoughts clear on Logan Paul, but back to the fight itself from last night. Jake said that he wants the rematch. Tommy Fury says he can stop him in the rematch. Do you want to see a rematch?
Yeah, why not? Why not? It was a decent event. I loved the Badu Jack fight. But listen, I think Tommy can do a lot better in the rematch. I mean, they were talking about the pressure, and the pressure was mounting on Tommy, apparently. Well, if body language and that was out to go by, when they were squaring off before the first bell, I think Tommy looked much more relaxed and more confident. And I think with Tommy, being the boxer out of the two of them, I think he adapts and he adjusts better and quicker for the rematch than Jake Paul could. Jake Paul, even though I gathered a bit of respect for him last night, the way he handled himself, was only a couple of days ago, he was the latest and greatest thing. He wanted to fight Canelo and all this other waffle, and he got dealt with, in a reasonably comfortable fashion, and I think people will pay to see it again. I really do. I'd pay to see it again, and I'll chuck $1,000 on Tommy this time.
I might do the same this time because I usually be winning your bets now, so I'll listen to whatever Danny Christie says when it comes to betting. Yeah, it was an entertaining fight. I mean, a lot of the broadcast last night was saying, where does Tommy go from here? Does he stick in that influencer lane, or does he come back to professional boxing, try and win an area title, English title for much, much less money? You know Tommy, you sparred with Tommy a little bit there. You don't know if you know him personally that well, but what would you do if you were in Tommy's shoes? Would you stick to the influencer game and earn millions, or try and go down that route where it's more legacy and glory in terms of winning English titles and British titles for a lot less money than you would if you were an influencer? So what would Danny Christie do?
The difficult question to answer, I'll put it another way. I'm not Tommy Fury, but if it was me personally at my age now, I'd probably never fight again. I mean, what was the talk of him giving double his purse? If he's a man of his word, he'll come away with millions and millions of dollars or pounds or, whatever it was that he got paid. Fair play to him. Tommy's a lovely lad, and I'm pleased that he made a fortune. I'm pleased that he won, and I'm pleased that I won my bet ultimately. Was what it was. Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, like I said, it was good to get a reaction from you. But just to let everyone know, obviously, you've got a fight coming up in April. A tough fight for yourself, I believe. So just let everyone know date, opponent, if you've got one, and where they can get tickets if they can.
Oh, thank you, mate. Well, I can't announce the venue or the opponent just yet, but it's on April the 22nd for the BKFC. And when tickets are available, I'll put it on my channel, which is The Real Danny Christie on YouTube. And it's a big fight. Like I said, last time we spoke, I've asked for the best available lads. The promotion have delivered. He's probably the best lad in the country, and I look forward to putting hands on him. We'll see how it goes.
If I'm not doing anything April 22nd, mate, I might take a little trip down to wherever it may be.
Yeah, I'll fling you a ticket, mate, no problem.
I know, I don't mind paying my ticket, mate. I honestly don't. But yeah, I might pop down and give it a little nosy and see what's going on. And it might be something different for IFL TV to get the bare knuckle side of things as well. So why not? Like I said, Danny, absolutely. Listen, enjoy the rest of your day. I know you've got training tonight, so enjoy that. Enjoy your £500 on your bet that you've won as well. Don't spend it too recklessly. And listen, until the next time, brother, I'll see you soon.
Nice one. Thank you very much, my man.
Cheers, brother. Cheers, Danny. Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.